Sideways. Y'all give me a second. YouTube. Q Scott. Is it showing my video sideways? Like, is it showing you me actually, or am I turned sideways? Or can you see me normal? Trying to wonder. I tried to turn this sideways so I get a little bit more wider view. Okay, so I'm looking straight. Okay, just making sure it's normal, that it adjusted. Okay, awesome. Appreciate y'all. I was on Instagram, just kind of opened up the app, and I seen this message pop up, and it said, such and such trying to send you a message. And so when I clicked on it and went to the request, I saw a few people had sent me the same video. And it was a video of a lady who has the three men. And I did a little video about this, but because of the way the video, because I used the footage from the show, they limited it. So I just figured I'll talk about it without using the actual footage from the show. But it's really, it looked like it's current time. I don't know if it's something from old, but it just kind of go to show you like how the times that we are in. And when, as they say, the rabbit got the gun. Now we know all too well about men having multiple women. We done heard about that. We done heard about men having multiple women, and we done seen TV shows about it, and all of that different stuff. But it's totally different when you see it when it switch and it shows the lady with the men. And so that right there, that lets you know, like, okay, we in a different time. Because here's the thing, it's like, for a woman, I would imagine that it would be different, because the woman is a receiver. And this wasn't really being talked about, but I done shared this a few times and on some different podcasts, and now it done start to kind of go viral when we talk about the woman being a receiver. And when you think about it, it's kind of like just how they say the rabbit got the gun. When you think about it, a man is doing the shooting and the woman doing the receiving. And so which end would you rather be on? When you think about it, would you rather be the one doing or the one catching it? And that's the difference. And when you realize that a man can take, and none of this is to justify it, but just to show you the difference in the order, even where you see this stuff is like common and where it's legal. You've heard people talk about how a woman can only be pregnant from one man at a time, but a man can go in the same day and impregnate several different women. And it kind of says something about the body, and it says something about the majesty of the body, that God made a woman's body that it can only carry one man's child at a time. And when she carrying that child, she off the market. Like, her body can't do nothing for 10 months. The first 4 weeks we don't know about, and then the next 9 months we know about. And 10 months her body off the market. But yet he made a man body to where it could just skeet round different women in the same day. And so it's a lot of value in a woman's body. And so when a woman receives, and I remember the doctor saying how a man can be carrying a STD and not even know it, like showing no signs and symptoms, but a woman carrying a STD and her body acting up, and it's insides, and it's different from for a man and a woman because it's insides. Well, see, whereas a man got, it's like another arm or another leg, but what a woman got is far more complex and a lot go on with it. It's almost like it's sacred. And so when you think about this, it does not make sense for a woman to use her body the same way that a grown boy will use his body. Because a man shouldn't be using his body recklessly either. But a man who does not care about his body, and most of us men have been in that place. But now for a woman whose body is totally different. Now we talking about a body that bleed for a week out of every month. We talking about a body that it's just a part that it's always kind of working and doing something. What women have to deal with, men don't have to deal with. So a woman could mess around and easily get a UTI, yeast infection. As a man, I've never had a UTI. I've never had a yeast infection. But almost every single woman done went through those things. And so what you have to realize is the woman's body is far more complex. Cat, stay out the chat talking. That's why you're in here confused, because you need the hush. As you see coming to the video, just sit here and listen instead of trying to be like the kid in the classroom, standing up, making noise. And so when you think about a woman's body is far more complex than a man. So you have to take care of your body. Like you can't say, oh, because men do this, I'm going to do this. Because we're not the same. So don't just go and do something just to do it, because, and a lot of women saying, oh, well, men been doing this for a long time. Not a woman doing it. Men got a problem. Listen, as men, we know we stupid. We know we ignorant when we do that. Really what we saying is, hey, you really don't want this over here. Like, especially with what you got going on. A woman body way different. So now you receiving this man into you. And you're going to eventually now receive a sexually transmitted disease if you keep going. Different men. You immediately gonna receive a spiritually transmitted disease, and what you're gonna receive is a tie, a spiritual tie. You're gonna receive an emotional tie that ties you to that man. See, I'm gonna tell you something about, I want to tell the ladies something about men. One thing about men, one of the things that we believe is that if we sleep with a woman, we own her. So a man's goal is to sleep with a woman because we know even if a man has never read the Bible, even if a man knows nothing about biology, anatomy, every man inherently believes that if he sleep with a woman, he owns her. And is so much power associated with that act in the mind of a man. See, as far as the woman is concerned, now see, we take and we say, oh, well, it don't matter for us. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing for me. You'll hear a lot of men say, oh, it don't mean nothing to a man. But even if he believes that, he knows it means something to a woman. And see, that's why a man could sleep with a woman or have some type of connection with a woman, and he could come back 10 years later, 15 years later, and that woman will open the door for him because of the connection that he made with her heart 10, 15 years ago. I hear from women all the time dealing with men that they dealt with a decade ago, 2 decades ago, because a woman is not created to be passed around. A woman ain't created to be passed around. And a lot of women feel like, oh, well, that's not fair. That's not fair. You say a woman can't do what a man does. You need to be thankful that you're not created to do what a man does. Because it's no benefit to a woman sleeping around. Because you building emotional ties, you putting your body at risk, you devaluing yourself, and you're giving the most prized possession in a man's eye to a man. See, it's different if you say, well, oh, what's between my legs is not my most prized possession. You're correct, but it's in the eye of the beholder. So if a man views that what's between your legs is the most prized thing to him, when he getting to know you and you give him that, it's really like you having a company and you giving somebody health benefits on day one. You having a company and you allowing your employee to be vested on day one, or without putting in the work, without due diligence. That's what it is in the mind of a man when a woman gives him any part of her body. And so some women say, oh, well, I'm not going to give a man what's between my legs, but I give him my mouth. So you give a man your mouth, but what a lot of women don't understand is that when you put your mouth on a man, you actually have given him more than had you open your legs. It is more degrading for a woman to use her mouth than between her legs. And I come to realize that a lot of women don't know that. It's a lot of virgins by between the legs, but not virgins by their mouth. And they think that because they ain't done nothing between their legs, they still a virgin. No, you did worse. You did worse. A man actually respect, and see, let me tell you, this is the thing with men. This thing with men is, Charlene, I'm gonna have to get you to be quiet now, Charlene. You on here like a bot now. I damn Palo Alto. This is what women don't understand. Women will put their mouth on a man and think that they doing something special by having their legs closed. And what you got to realize is when you talk to a man, You're gonna and when you around men, you're gonna hear men say this phrase. You're gonna hear men say, "Man, I wouldn't let her do nothing, but I wouldn't let her do nothing but give me some head. I wouldn't let her do nothing but sloppy toppy. I wouldn't let her do nothing but ugh." What that is telling you right there is that the less a man values a woman, the least he want to do with her. Meaning, he will let a $2 woman who on the street corner put her mouth on him, but he will not climb up in between her. And then women be thinking, oh, well, I didn't sleep with her. I just did oral. I be like, hold on now. Listen to what you just said. Okay? Listen what you just said. If this man got HIV, if this man got herpes, if this man got genital wart, you just now got that in your mouth. That's what you got to drink with. You got to eat with. You got to kiss your child with that. You got to talk with that. So the difference is, if it's between your legs, don't nobody got to know, ain't nobody got to see that but you and God. But you and God. So will y'all please pass the memo to women that you are doing worse by putting your mouth on a man than sleeping with him. If you will put your mouth on a man, you might as well spread eagle. You might as well spread eagle, because at least then you put something on top of it. You put something on top of it at least then. And you cover up. And then you can have something in you and on him. You still can't block the spiritually transmitted diseases. But when you put your mouth on a man, you ain't got no prophylactic in your mouth, and you ain't putting nothing on him either. And then here go Haley old Liz. I said, just I'm telling you from a man perspective, it's worse. It's worse. And see, this what y'all have to realize. This what women don't understand. Is there's a difference between a classy woman and just a regular woman. So what you have to realize is that a classy woman will end up building with a man, and she'll sleep with a man before she put her mouth on him. That a class, and see, this men have the data. So this how a man views a woman. When he look at this woman, he say, oh, she done put her mouth on me, but this woman over here wouldn't put her mouth on me. So now he now has a comparison. He now has a comparison, and now you just put yourself in a different class. And this other woman then elevated herself. She might actually have more bodies than you, because it's actual quote unquote virgins that's putting their mouth on a man and had no clue that that is seen as worse to a man than just sleeping with him. See, this is why you got to understand. A lot of men don't like to put on protection. And the reason why a lot of men don't like to put on protection is because when the air hit it, it's stimulated. So if it's enclosed in the prophylactic, that wind can't get to it. So now you can't get that cool breeze. So now that you can't get that cool breeze, you're going to get limp faster. This is why I got to create Tony Tube, so I can really educate y'all, because can't educate everything on here. And so this is what you have to understand. When you do the other one, you're doing worse, because the man got that cool breeze. About to go to bed, buddy? Love you. Sleep tight. Close the door. See, I have to talk in cold, cause my 9-year-old, he walking to the door to say good night. It's a good thing I'm talking in cold now. And so this is what you got to realize. If you were to lay down with a man and you have him put that right there on, that prophylactic, now to him, he actually like, well, it's harder. Now you put more pressure on me now. But when you just finna sloppy toppy, when you finna sing on that microphone, for one, he looking at you as nasty. And this is what a lot of women don't realize, is when you open your mouth and put your mouth on a man, if he got any kind of decency in him, and you done put your mouth on him before y'all done laid down together, you just X yourself out as a wife. If he got any kind of decency in him. Now, what you have to understand now is a decent man, a grown man will still accept that sloppy toppy. Yeah, women think that mature mean perfect. A lot of women think mature mean perfect. That ain't what mature mean. Women think man of God mean perfect. That ain't what man of God mean. Listen, a man is a man. A man is a man. You hear me? And it take a whole lot for a man to be renewed by God. Because listen, if you take that mouth up there to the pastor, that pastor gonna have a hard time turning you down. And if I don't recommend doing this now, because you're gonna bust hell wide open with gasoline draws on for being a hindrance to your brethren. But if you was nasty enough to do it, and you went and tried 10 pastors, I'm gonna guesstimate 2 or 3 of them gonna say no. And out of the 2 or 3, all 3 might be saying no because they got ED. You hear what I'm telling you? A man got to be renewed all the way. Listen to what I'm telling you now, because I'm going to give you a little bit of game. So now, the lady ED now, wow. Come on now. Come on now. The first word mean, and the D stand for dysfunction. Look, come on now, got talking cold on here now. So listen, the lady who going viral right now on social media, I'm gonna tell y'all something. From a male perspective, she is not cute. And what I mean by this is, she cute, meaning in the eyes of the Lord. I'm not saying the lady look bad or nothing like that. But what I'm saying is, for you to have 3 willing men to be in a relationship with you, and the men is all the way together, you got to be Beyonce. Now, I'm gonna tell you, Beyonce, if she gonna break bread, if Beyonce gonna break bread, it's 3 of us will be with her now. Oprah, 3 of us will be with her. Who else? See, a man is about that money. And see, the third man this lady done brought in, the third lady this man done brought in, what did he say? The other 2 men said, well, you and her used to be together. And, you know, he said, yeah, it was intense. And then they say, so the man say, so what make you think y'all gonna be different this time? Well, what's the reason you coming back this time? And that's what you right, Beyonce Jezebel. That's what I'm trying to say now. And so the man say, well, it's about money. Listen. Somebody says on TLC show, it's about money. That's what the man says, it's about money. The first man with the locks, he like men. The other man with the ears and the hairline, he like him men too, but he just ain't all the way. He ain't all the way gone, but he like him men. And then the third one, he about that money. It's certain type of men that they'll do anything strange for a piece of change. And what this lady is a poster for childhood trauma. It's almost like the therapist said, I want to show y'all what childhood trauma look like as an adult. Since y'all don't understand what childhood trauma look like, I'm finna show y'all on TV what it look like. It's like a therapist done brought it all the way to life for you to show you this right here. And then I went on the post. It was on Tyrese's page. He posted it. It was a young lady in the comment that say my mother and then added her. So the fact that she added her, they trying to be famous. They want to be famous. They sold out for the money. They'll do anything for some money. And to be honest with you, this could be fake. Now, they better actors than Denzel Washington and Viola Davis if it is fake. So I believe it, but they want that check. And it really ain't making no money now. Because listen, I done reality TV show. Reality TV ain't no money in reality TV. Ain't no money in there. Nah, yeah, when you on season 10, they'll finally give you a little something to make you look like you got something, but ain't no money in reality TV. So they think they're gonna get rich, and that's why they showing this. Because if she really just wanted to just do this, then Carolyn G, just stay on the point, sister. And so if she really just wanted to do this, she wouldn't be on TV. They trying to get some money. And the men, I don't know what I don't see, listen, I don't know how to say this. I know what an ugly man is. It's men that I could look at them and say, well, all his features intact, so he must be a handsome man. And then a woman will say, no, he ain't handsome. I said, okay, that let me know I don't like men then, because I can't tell you what a handsome man is, but I could, in my mind, guesstimate, I'm thinking I know what an ugly man is. Now, one thing I know is when I was a matchmaker, I never heard a woman describe these three men. Looking at these three men, I never heard their description in a matchmaking session when a woman describing what she looking for. I ain't never seen their description. So it let me know that they not lookers. And that's the thing too, is they tired of being overlooked. They tired of being overlooked and underlooked. So they say, listen, I got to do what I got to do. And here's the thing, what people don't understand about the spirit of a woman. See, some women understand this and they misuse it. But when you hear about a Jezebel spirit, when you hear a Jezebel spirit and you hear about these different type of spirits, women have a spirit. And when a woman want to use that spirit in the wrong way, when a woman want to use that spirit in the wrong way, she can seduce a man. And she could get anything she want from a man. So what this woman got on her, although she not a looker, she has a seducing Jezebel spirit. She has a seducing spirit. And so these men who have not been around, these men who have not had their feel of women who want them, they easily seduced by her. And she got that gawk 3000 that y'all talked about. And these men, when they got that gawk 3000 put on them, to the level that they got it put on them, she could have very well, unless they paid for it, she could have very well been their first. She could have very well been their first. Them first two men. Now that third man who came in the picture, he done had him some. He done had him some. He done had plenty. He done had plenty. You could see the spirit on him. So what he doing is he coming and he's saying, the third man who came in, he is the alpha male amongst them three. That's why he came in like that. He really ain't look him in the eyes. He dapped him up and he hugged that first man. But see, the third man, he shot out. Him and her, they are a match. And that's why they was together a decade ago. And that's why he say, yeah, it was intense. Because he met his match and she met her match. And now they trying to rekindle. But see, he shot out. He'll take him something up the tailpipe. He will do anything for him some money. He'll do anything for some money. Yeah, Charlene, I'm married. I'm about to have to block you now. I'm about to have to block you. Come on here with this spirit now. It could be that lady on here trying to mess up the conversation. She could see I'm on here talking about either her or her daughter on here with their little back page. Nah. I done time y'all already now, Charlene. I time y'all again now. Listen to me. That third man, he coming in there, he want to wreck shop. So what he think he finna do, he coming in to put pole on her. But see, he's a toxic lover for her. He coming to put pole on her, and then she might break up with them other two and then try to convince him to let her bring two more in there. So this woman got 3 husbands, basically. 3 men. Now listen, for any man that have been with a sane woman, and especially any married man that has been with a sane woman, knows that a woman before her 40s, really don't be, especially if kids in the picture, and I don't think they got none of that. So this lady probably what she feel like in her prime. But this is a sign. What this also is a telltale sign to men to let you know, men, we get so high up on ourselves. We can't please no woman. And that's really why a lot of women get bored with sleeping with a man, because it ain't even pleasurable. It ain't even good. And it really ain't gonna be good till a woman ain't got it. And the reason why it be better in the mind of a woman when she don't have it readily available is because the mind is wired to self-soothe. And the mind remembers things better than it actually was. So that's why single women be so horny. But women who got it on tap and could get it anytime don't really be that crazy about it. And so this woman here, she is dealing with childhood trauma. And what she is doing is, this is her therapy. So when this man here is too low or he too tired, she get off of him and she get on the next one. And what she need is, she constantly needs somebody to give her a release. What she don't realize is them men are her drug. They her drug. She basically a crack addict. Because the same part of the brain that is activated from crack cocaine is the same part of the brain that's activated from an orgasm. So what she got going on is this communication and this intensity with these men. She getting a release. She getting a release. And so with this here release, it's a high. And it's helping her forget what happened to her at 3 years old, 8 years old, 10 years old. And she got to keep on getting that dosage. Keep on getting that dosage. And the thing about it is, though, if she didn't have these men, she probably would be strung out on drugs, or she would be taking lives, or she would be working as a set worker in the industry as a set worker, selling her body, or it'll be something of the like. All it is just it's a release to take her mind off of what she done been through. That's all it is. And these men, the same thing. Childhood trauma. All three are most likely was touched. All three of them men most likely was touched. And because something had to happen for them to be shot out. Because they shot out. Because a whole healthy mind is not going to be okay with that. Not the mind of a man. It's women who will do it, but a lot of times the women who do it, it's the same reasons. It's because they shot out. And so here's the thing. This right here, this what you really want to call trauma bonding. That's what this is. Trauma bonding. That's what they a picture for it. They bonding through their trauma. But see, here's the thing though. The way spirits work is a spirit is energy. So the spirit is not a man or a woman, meaning the spirit is not physical. This is in the spiritual where the carnal don't fully understand it. But the way spirits work is the spirits are transferred and then we respond to the spirit physically. So what's going to happen is they're going to have thousands of men and women deciding to try this. So this is going to become a physical therapy. Not physical therapy. Not physical therapy when you got a physical injury. This is their physical therapy for a spiritual injury. They are injured spiritually. And they doing this physically to trick the brain, to get a release, to get high off the release, to forget their pain. And when you think about it, they really want companionship. They want to be touched. They want to be held. They want to be loved. And that is why you see the two men who getting ready to let the third man come in they kid and caboodle. The two men, they not happy about it. They ain't happy about it. Now, the first man with the locks, he looked at a little ecstatic. He looked at a little ecstatic when he hugged the third man who coming into this picture. Because the man with the locks, he finna get that woe out the frame. He finna banana in the tailpipe. He said to the man, he said, man, I ain't seen you in about a decade. Yeah, what y'all was doing a decade ago? Because if you notice, when we hug as men, we doubt hands, then we'll pull close and we a little tap on the back. Just like that. Doubt hand, pull, slap, tap on the back. If you notice, the third man, when he hugged the man with the locks, I'm calling it locks for y'all. We call it dreads where I'm from, but y'all get mad when I say dreads. So I'm calling it locks for y'all. That third man, when he hugged that man with them locks, he rubbed down that bike. He rubbed all the way down that bike. He said, ugh. Because he done had that man bent over. And so him with that locks, he like, yes, I'm finna get my new pole. So he happy because now instead of just having the man with the ears and the hairline rubbing up on him when they in the bed, now he got his big daddy coming. And now the man with the hairline and the ears, he said, he said, you know, you know, I'm just a little worried because I'm now being moved out of the bedroom for another man. So now he upset. He upset because now he finna get put in the outhouse. And he finna hear that noise. While he over there in the outhouse. Now I'm gonna tell you. She like her, and you notice why none of the three men look like your prototypical man. Meaning the type of man that the commercial want to use or a movie want to use. So she like to pick her a man with a little. See, this is what you have to realize. Is sometimes what these women will tell you is a lot of times a special needs man, he be blessed in other areas. And so I remember I was working in the group home and, special needs. A guy, the house manager came to me. He said, yeah, such and such. I said, yeah. He said, man, that man got 12 inches. I said, well, how you know that? He said, cuz I went in there one time, man, and him and such was in there. They were doing it. Because when they be in there, they start getting with each other. So sometimes if a man is lacking on one area, he got some somewhere else. And so if you notice, she picking her men who look a little off. It just got a little bit of that your mama love you type of face. And so, and when you see how she act, how she carry herself, she like a man with old baby arm down there. And so, but here's the thing. She got that trauma on her. And they can't knock that trauma off of her. They can't knock that trauma out of her. And the third man, he is what y'all ladies taught me about. The hobosexual. That's what the third man is. The third man, he is the hobosexual. He coming literally for him a place to stay. Because he produce and create music. But he needs somewhere to stay. So that lets you know that music he making is terrible. Because producers make good money. Producers make all the money. That let you know that music is terrible. And that's why he needs somewhere to stay at 45, 50 years old. The music is just absolutely horrendous. And so this is the thing what you have to realize. He talking about, yeah, I'm just coming basically for money. That right there let me know that he's slow. Because you're supposed to disguise this. But he's so slow. God bless his soul, because they all going to watch this video. But because he is a fry short of a Happy Meal, he's unhappy, for one. And then two, this the thing. He couldn't even articulate a lie. He just was straight out with it. Well, I'm really here for monetary reasons. I said, oh my goodness. At least you could have said, well, I really love her. I really miss her. And I just feel like love is all we have. And we all have a lot of love. And we need to operate in our truth and just live out love. He straight out said, I'm here for monetary reasons. I said, oh my goodness. So he broke, busted, and disgusted. And I'm going to tell you what he going to do. He going to take out a life insurance policy on all three of them. And within the next 3 to 5 years, they might be sipping on something in that coffee that they don't wake up from. Buddy coming in now. He coming in there to wreak havoc. He the last one the devil finna use. Cause see what the devil try to do, the devil try to get you comfortable. But then he finna dog you out. The devil gonna make a fool of you. He gonna make a fool of you. He coming in there to wreak havoc. And then what he finna do? That man with them locks, that third man, he finna break his bite. He finna wham out that frame. I could tell by the way he ran his hand down that man's bite. I said, oh yeah. They like that man that was up there in the church talking about he been delivered. I don't like men no more. Women, 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 women. I said, oh my goodness. These boys in here finna be a mess. And now I'm gonna tell you the truth. My heart goes out to the middle man, the second man, the man with the hairline receding and the ears. My heart go out to him because the first man with the locks, it's a good amount of women. It's a sector of women that will pick him. They'll pick him. It's a lot of him that's in a relationship, meaning down low men that got them a wife. But that second man with the hairline and the ears, my heart go out to him because he deserves love. And that's all he wants is love. But his look is not in style. And to the ladies, y'all is wrong for that. Because now y'all got this man in a foursome because he done been overlooked. That is the man that every last one of y'all say, Tony, he's so nice, but I don't know how to say this, Tony, and I don't want to say this the wrong way. I don't want to sound the wrong way, but I just don't feel just like a spark. I just don't feel just the little, I don't feel the spark. That's the second man, and that's every last one of y'all that passed over him. So now y'all got this man in a foursome. Got this man in a foursome, finna bust hell wide open with gasoline draws on, because y'all didn't want to see that man's heart. And now he got to be dealing with Griselda, what's her name? Corella DeVille. And then here he is, he getting kicked out. He getting kicked out the room. That further proves my message. She really don't want him. So now she finna treat him like Cinderella. And finna have him cleaning the floors. He got to wash the dishes. He finna be the one on the dishes. And all he wants is love. And when he said it, the video is on Tyrese's page. Tyrese, the sweet lady. They finna be listening to Tyrese music. And so listen to him. When he said it, you could hear the hurt in his voice. He said, it's just one thing that I'm worried about is now I'm getting put out of the bed for this other man. I said, oh my God. My mama single. I might send him a message. Hey man, my mama single. As long as you ain't had nothing in that tailpipe, I might do a little matchmaking for you, man. I feel bad for you over there. And then the thing about it is, when a woman want 3 men, something is off. Something is off. Because every man know. No. It's on his IG page now, Carol. It's on his IG page. He posted the video of the lady. It's from a TV show. Every man know, and some of these women know that if you with a man, that it's a possibility you could be sore. It's a possibility. If a woman want her 3 men, Something is off with her. Something is wrong with her. And so that right there let you know you can't trust that type of woman. I was watching a crime show with my wife because she loved them crime shows, but who don't? And they say they put Visine in the drink. That woman there, me personally as a man, if a woman admit to me she want multiple men at one time, me knowing that she a receiver, me knowing what her body go through, me knowing that men sleep around, I wouldn't even deal with her. I wouldn't even deal with her. Because that's the type of woman there. You cross her, you through. You through. The autopsy ain't gonna show enough. You through. You can't trust no woman that want a 3 angelanes at the same time. No. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm scared to be talking about this right now. Cause that type of woman right there, she'll come for me. She'll come for me. Now she don't know who I married though. My wife will be out here like Liam Neeson on her. You get me? She won't make it out. But listen to me. Listen to me. This right here is a sign of the times. And this was so heartbreaking. But I guess I can't really say it's that crazy because it's a lot of documentaries with white people on there. It's sad that it's black folks. It's like, listen, and this, I'm talking to the 4 of y'all in this relationship. Y'all need to end that show. We've already been through slavery. We've already been through Jim Crow. We've already been through, we still getting discriminated against. Our house appraisals still coming back low. We still being given unfair deals. The underwriter can choose what he or she gonna underwrite, and black people still not getting the passes that other races getting. And here y'all go with this show. Y'all need to end that show. If that's how y'all want to live, that's between y'all and the devil. Keep that to yourself. Don't, and then here go the thing. They're going to use us. They're going to use us. Oh yeah, we're gonna get this show here. This narrative. See, we have seen white people with the man having multiple women, sister wives, on them plots of land where they had the cult. We done seen that. What we have not seen, well, I ain't seen it, it ain't going viral, is a white woman with multiple men. But now they want to take and give us a black woman. And then the 2 men, when she brought the 3rd man in, the 2 men was jealous. They were like, yeah, she's a little giddy. We haven't seen her giddy like that in a long time. And she was jumping up and down and clapping. Yeah. All of that. I say, no, Bachelorette different now. The woman ain't sleeping with 3 men. They competing for her love. This lady is sleeping with 3 men and they living together. They not competing for her love now. This woman, these 3 men, her husbands, basically. I don't know if they could do that legally. But they gonna use us. They gonna put black folks on there. And it's like, come on now. No. Don't use us now. Don't use us now. Don't give us no show now. And if you look at it now, they gave us one good show out of all the TV that I know of, and that's Black Love. And that's on OWN. And OWN is like, You watching it on your own, meaning ain't nobody watching it but you. Yeah, after that, they ain't giving us no more good shows. And but as soon as her butt want to get her a show, oh yeah, come on, get you a show, get you a show. And so I say, come on now. I say, come on now. But now listen though, this is what you got to realize. This is what you got to realize. I was watching. This how they doing. I'm watching Snowfall because I'm trying to see what Laura Harvey see in this man. I'm trying to see if she is in it for the money. Because I know men who look like this man on Snowfall. And they is not getting women. They is not. I know a lot of guys look like that. And they ain't got no Laura Harvey. Listen. So Laura, what's really going on now? So I'm watching the show. Yeah, Naomi, you see what she see because you see him acting. You don't even know that man. And it's so funny to me how women, all of a sudden, a man gets some money and gets some fame, and not all of a sudden you see what she see. It's a million of that man walking around. That's what every black man never look like. That's what he looked like. Naomi, you's a gold digger. You're a gold digger. Because listen to me. Men, I know men who look like him. They not getting no women. You know why? You know why they not getting women? Because of self-hate and because of colorism. That's why. They ain't. Oh my goodness. Naomi, hush. Why are you ahead talking about some swag about him? He's an actor. He is an actor. In real life, he is like, I guarantee you, in real life, he is like two left shoes. That man is an actor. That man went to school to learn how to act. I guarantee you, in real life, he is like two left shoes and five thumbs. Listen to me now. Men know men. Men know men. As men, we know the men who got sauce on them now. We know the men who get women. We know that. Come on now. Y'all be seeing men once they got money. But the men who look like him without money and fame is getting overlooked. And that is why they on these podcasts. That's why they on these podcasts bashing women. Now listen to me now. I'm watching the man show. And they show a commercial by HPV. And they are saying they got a black father with his black daughter. And she get a text. And her text go to her daddy phone. And the text say, send pictures. The daddy look at it like, whoa. And then the daddy texts her his picture in the kitchen cooking. And then the commercial say, it's not too early to talk to your child about the HPV vaccination. So I'm like this right here now. Hold on. Y'all want us to talk to our 9-year-old daughter by the HPV vaccination? But guess what? Out of all the commercials, they want to give that commercial to black people. The same reason they gave that commercial. They pick white people for every other commercial. And then when it's about a vaccination and about HPV, They want to all of a sudden now they want to be inclusive. Now we want to, we want to, black people need commercials too. No, give us a commercial about vegetables. Give us a commercial about water. Give us a commercial about the economic friendly car. Don't give us no commercial about no HPV vaccination. Don't give us no commercial about that pill that you want the men who sleeping with men to take. They got the two black men on there kissing. They got the black man on there. Listen, don't use us for this now. Use us in another kind of commercial. But the same reason they gave with that commercial is the same reason they gave this lady her 3 boyfriends that TV show. It's spiritual. So now what's finna happen is they finna have a lot of other broken, trauma-ridden black people saying, oh, we ought to do that. I'm gonna do that. So now you finna have men who like men. I'm gonna tell you this right here. Any man, I'm gonna tell you right here, any man who will be okay with his woman having another man, that man like men. Point blank period. Any man who will be okay with his woman having another man, that man like men. Point blank period. Ain't no, we just full of love, we just open-minded. No, you got that bite side open. You hear me? Listen, you ain't fooling me. Boy, you nasty. But guess what though? When that man come out that tailpipe, I can tell you right now, that third man, he finna take that man with them locks and he finna wear him out the frame. See, we could tell this from prison. Men who go to prison. That third man, he finna wear that first man out the frame. And when he come out that tailpipe, he going right to that woman's mouth and she ain't even gonna realize it. And see, the wages of sin is death. And that third man, I could tell he is for the community. Men know men. He for the community. And what I mean by that, he not getting a lot of women. He could get prostitutes. He could get strippers. He could get women he could pay. He could get women who want a dinner. He get women who want a little bit of bills paid. That third man, he gonna be hopping around and he finna bring all the rest of the 3 of them. He finna bring all 3 of them HIV or something that's incurable. He finna bring all 3 of them something incurable. And so to the other 2 men, when y'all see this, brother, you better wake up and smell the Folgers in the morning. You better tuck your tail and get on and haul tail. Because that third man, he finna wreak havoc on y'all. And I'm gonna tell you like this right here. I can look at that man right there and tell he'll try to strong arm y'all boys. Y'all will be in there asleep and he coming out. Come here, boy. Come here, boy. Hey, get up. You thought I was here for her. I'm here for you. That man gonna be right in there with you. And the man with the locks, he finna be, oh, for real? Man, listen. I'm gonna tell you what this is. I thank the Lord I seen that, because that's finna draw me closer to the Lord. That's finna draw me closer to the Lord, because when you see that right there, when you see that, I'm trying to tell you, it might be getting about time for the Lord to come back. When you see this right here, it's already sad enough and nasty enough for a man to want to maintain multiple women. Because see, I'm gonna tell you now, where y'all think STDs come from? Bacteria mixing. Certain bacteria don't go with certain bacteria. So when that man come out that tailpipe, when that third man come out that first man with them locks tailpipe, and then he take that dirtiness and he go to that woman, she finna have something that's finna have her itching. She finna be itching in the kitchen. You hear me? And she finna get exactly what she asked for. Because guess what? God will not be mocked. God will not be mocked. You're not finna be an abomination to the Lord and not catch some in your body. She finna have more than a UTI. She finna have more than a UTI now. You hear me? She finna have more than a UTI. She finna have something can't get rid of. And then let's see her get a TV show then. See, they ain't gonna give her no TV show to show the damages of it. And see, listen, that right there, you got 4 people. It's hard for 2 people to live in a house together. When you have 2 people in a house together, 2 people be fighting. What the world you think finna happen with 4 people? For one, it's finna be a whole lot of bacteria. It's a whole lot of sin. Finna be a whole lot of nastiness. But then guess what? The wages of sin is death. Somebody finna end up losing their life. Somebody finna end up losing their life. You know what I'm telling you? Because you don't get to determine how somebody deal with their trauma. So that man with the hairline, with them corners recede, I ain't got no hairline either now, brother. So don't feel like I'm picking on you. I'm just using the descriptor. Ain't nothing wrong with your hairline recede now, cause we all got that issue for the most part. Now listen, you don't get to determine how somebody deal with their trauma. I could look at that man with that hairline, and I could tell all he wanted is love. And he getting put out the bed. And I could hear the pain in his voice. That man right there, they're gonna have to watch him. Cause he gonna be sitting in that room by himself in the outhouse or on the couch by himself, sitting with them demons that he been entertaining to even be in this. And that demon finna tell him, go in there and do what you do. And things gonna get ugly. So if y'all that's on this show and this foursome see this, you better heed this here warning now. You better heed this here warning. Because you're playing with the Lord. And what make it so bad is that you promoting it. It's one thing if you want to live in debauchery. It's another thing when you want to highlight and promote the debauchery. That right there, now, when you highlight a life of sin, you are directly in opposition of God. You now are saying, God, you are telling God that you finna work against him. And that you fixing to do the work of evil. You finna do the work of dark forces. And guess what? God don't lose. God don't lose. Spiritual warfare turn to physical. And a price got to be paid. So you got to realize when you align to preach and promote against good, a price gonna be paid. Either you're gonna become a full-fledged example and keep the breath in your body, but you living with something that you cannot get rid of, or you're gonna be gone all the way. And that's what you got to realize. And so one thing I want you to understand is, for everybody who see this right here, who you see what's going on, you better take heed. You better take heed. It's a sign of the time. Now, a sign of the time don't mean God finna come back next week, because 1,000 years is like one day unto the Lord. So understand that. A lot of times people say sign of time and they think that we talking about, oh, God can come back next week. Listen, it's sign of the time. This another example of why you need to be active in your son and daughter life. It's another example why you need to be active and why you need to speak life into your nieces and your nephews, into your students, into your mentees. Where every chance you get, you need to have you a powerful sentence that you say. My uncle called me today. He's in prison. But every time I seen him, he would always say, he called me Brat. That was my nickname. And so it became a name of affection. He called me Brat. Hey, Brat, what I always tell you, boy, winners never quit and quitters never win. He would say that every time. And I remember that. I remember that because he would say it every time. And because he would say that, that's so when you got a son, you got a daughter, you need to have you got a niece, nephew, if you don't have kids, you got students, you work right there, then guess what? You need to make sure that you speaking into their life. Yeah, I don't know what that lady here. That's why, see, YouTube done changed it. Now YouTube, y'all out here watching it because I know y'all gotta watch the videos to make sure ain't nobody on here doing nothing that y'all need to shut down. So since y'all on here watching the live, add back the feature where I can make it where members only. When I'm going from my mobile, I can make it members only. I'm gonna tell you why YouTube took that off. YouTube took off the thing on the mobile where I could make it members only because they losing money. And the more chats make the video get pushed out more. It make the video get more, it's more interesting. So when you just have members, you have like-minded people who are supporting. When you have the chat wide open, you're going to have trolls in the midst of the members. So they did that because, again, drama always sells. So they have taken off the feature that I can make this members only. And that's why we have like the lady in here who keep coming in here saying stuff. And it could be somebody on their off day who work at doggone Google or YouTube out there, think they're being funny. And that's why they need to change it back to where you can make it members only so you can have a good conversation without trolls. And so that's all that right there is. But listen, the video, I don't know the name of the show that we talking about. So if you're new, I don't know the name of the show. But you're going to see it now because I done said it, because your phone always listening. And so when you go on Instagram, I seen it on Instagram. And it's a black lady. And she now has brought her in a third black man. And the crazy thing about it is some women so hurt that they in the comments saying, oh, men have done this for years. Now when the woman do it, it's a problem. And that's a really dumb take, because it's really dumb to want to share in ignorance. Like if women have been doing something stupid for centuries, I'm not finna be like, yeah, sign me up. Yeah, women been out here catching STDs and spreading themselves thin. Yeah, sign me up. Women been out here with soul ties and STD and just no heart, No mind, no common sense. Sign me up. Yes. That sounds dumb. So to every woman who is cheering on the lady, you showing your trauma. You showing where you have not healed from your high school sweetheart cheating on you and taking somebody else to prom over you. You showing where you have not healed from that last raggedy relationship. The last thing a woman should do is think like a man. Because if you think like a man, all we doing is stacking on top of each other. See, a relationship is like a puzzle. If we cut the same, we can't complete the puzzle. All we could do is stack on top of each other. It's your differences that bring strength, not your similarities. That's the problem that a lot of couples have is they try to marry their twin. And that's why they be talking about twin flames. That's dumb. The person you marry really should be your polar opposite. The only thing that should be the same is your foundation. Meaning, what do you base your life on? What's your code? But if you trying to build and both of y'all are windows, then who gonna be the door? Who you can't build like that. If both of you gonna be the frame, who gonna be the roof? So this is what we have to understand. If your foundation is God, their foundation need to be God. But whether you like pink and they like blue, you like country, they like rap, you like pasta, they like steak, all that stuff don't matter. What matter is what are the pillars that you build your life on? If you got those things in common, which I call the 5 F's, and I can't remember them all, but I wrote about it in my book, Single is Not a Curse. You go on Amazon, type in Tony Gaskin, Single is Not a Curse, you'll see it. But I talk about the 5 F's that you need to get together in your single life, that you need to identify and you need to have in order: your faith, your family, your finances, your fitness, and your friends. God bless you, Latasha. Latasha already read. If y'all got that right there in common, then you good. What color you like, what food you like, all that. And that's what you got to realize and understand. That we right now, this world is set up to go to hell in a handbasket. And it's because of the TV shows like that right there. And now I got a TV show coming out that I'm on. And I didn't write the show. And I didn't know what all was going to be on the show. So it's going to be stuff on there that I'm not in every scene. And it's going to be stuff on there that people don't agree with. But the media gone media. The media is gone media. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure they will ever give a conscious thinking, clean slate person who wants the best all the way around, and especially a devout Christian. I don't know if we will ever be given a show that it'll have eyeballs on it. I don't know if we ever be given a show. The show that I'm on it's on it's gonna be on MTV called Couples Retreat, and I'm one of the hosts on there. I'm on there probably once or twice, but you know, on there. Trying out the TV thing. But will somebody ever give me my own show? Hey, it's gonna have to be God doing. God gonna have to do it. You know why God gonna have to do it? Hey, don't congratulate me. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. I serve God. There ain't no accomplishment. To be on reality TV, that's not an accomplishment. I serve God. So thanks, but no thanks. Keep your congratulations. I'm not excited about that. That's not on my that's something that you do, but I don't gonna hang my hat on that. I work for the Lord. I work for the Lord. Aziza, you heard me just say, don't say congrats now. He got cool, Tony, congrats. I don't want no congrats. Congratulate me for being married 16 years. Congratulate me for being in the house with my kid, raising my kid. In the future. Jasmine, God bless you. Got to stay tuned. I don't know when I set your notification. Hit that notification bell so when I go live. But again, I got to do it from the computer, but I'm typically on my phone because they now don't have it to where you could just do a Q&A with members only from the phone. So YouTube, get y'all stuff together and fix stuff out there now. And y'all need to bring them out there to be a consultant. Come on now. Y'all got to get it together out there. You don't be fixing stuff that ain't broken. But see, that's the problem. They sitting out there behind them computers and like, oh, you know what? Let's just change this right here. We ain't got nothing else to do. And changing stuff. It's like we got membership for a reason so people get a little perk of being a member. If y'all do all that, see how all the messages right there just came in all at one time? That's because they out there in Palo Alto pausing the video. They out there pausing the video because it's like, uh-oh, what he about to say? Listen now, free speech now. Y'all put Trump in office. Don't be trying to silence me. Now, so listen to me. What you got to realize, and you're going to have to get this in your spirit. You got to get this in your spirit. You see what's happening with this lady and these three men. It's already bad enough with the men with the it's a young man on Facebook that be showing his little girlfriends. And the same thing with them. If you notice, you rarely gonna see people in these relationships that look like somebody you'll date. A lot of times they look chewed up and spit out. And that is the thing of why you have to be nice to everybody. That's why you got to speak life into people, because when people feel chewed up and spit out, they go to the dark side. Just like when you see in these movies. When you see this in these movies with the villain, he go recruit the broken, the hurting, the lonely, and then they go up against the good guys. And that's what that young man on Facebook, I seen the young man on Facebook, got him I think he had 3 girlfriends. And it's like, keep that to yourself. And now we got this lady with her 3 boyfriends. Like, keep that to yourself. But this is the thing. They shot out. And they are trauma walking. And these relationship is their therapy. They using the relationship as therapy instead of actually going to therapy. So when you see this stuff, speak against it. Speak against it. Most people don't care. But if you find the link, if you find the network, go to the network site and click on the contact us and you write in. You write in and then you send that link to all your friends and family and tell everybody to write in, and you tell that network, hey, take this off this here's TV show, this network. And we don't want this on the network. And if you want to put this on the network, don't just use black people. If you're going to put this on the network, use every race. So that you just ain't doing a smear campaign against one race. Use every race. And that's what we got to realize. Got to start speaking out against it. Because people will see this, and what they don't realize is young people will see this. And they'll start to aspire to that. And when you close to it or you benefiting from it, you really don't know how to speak against. You can't speak against it. You can't speak against it. Because I seen the lady daughter in the comments, she on there condoning it, talking about free thinking. Listen, you finna freely catch a STD. Like, ain't nobody jealous about that. Don't nobody want no. If that's what free thinking is, I'm straight. I'm good. I'll be chain thinking. If that's what free thinking is. If free thinking finna lead me the hell in a handbasket with gasoline draws on? No, I keep my mind chained up then. It's like we got to do better. And you got to speak against this with everybody that you know and see, because it's getting worse and worse. And you're going to see it start to pop up more and more. And what they're going to do is be making money off of certain demographics. So, hey, think on it now and go check it out. You'll see it online. You'll see it online. And they freeze them alive over here. So I'm finna go and get off on my phone. Might be getting hot. They start freezing you alive when you start to get too real on here. But company came to me about Tony Tube. I have my own app and go live on my own app. But you know, they taxing. And so what I'm trying to tell them, like, listen, y'all gonna charge me all this money. If I get on y'all system, it's gonna be a whole bunch of coaches and speakers getting on y'all system. So y'all need to be trying to cut me a deal, because right now y'all coming to me and I don't see nobody in my industry using y'all system now. So, but again, they'll mess around and give somebody else a deal and then make me pay. So they're taking, want to tax me, knowing that I'll be bringing a lot of eyeballs and value, but then give somebody else a old sweetheart deal, somebody else of another race. And they think we don't know it, but we learned this in sociology class, where they recorded it, and they went to the apartment and sent a white person in there, sent a black person in there. They went to the clothing store, sent a white person, sent a black person. They went to the car lot, sent a white person, sent a black person. Went to the apartment. So it's like we know about this, and that's what these companies don't realize when they be coming to me. Hey, use our system, or hey, let's do this. I said, listen, I already know you giving me a deal that's way worse than what you done gave this person over here across this aisle. And I said, if I go do some digging and I find out, I'm gonna sue you for discrimination. And so I have to tell them. So we gonna see though. I might end up doing Tony Tube. That way you could go live and you ain't got to worry about, you know, this thing being froze and them kicking people out of it and freezing it and all that, demonetizing and all that, just off of you having a normal conversation. And so you have to realize that. So once you see that right there, keep your eyes open and pay attention to what's going on out here, because things are starting to get real sketchy. So you got to start praying a little more. You got to be living right. You got to be talking to your loved ones, keeping everybody on point. But hey, God bless you. Let me get on off of here. Wife came here a couple times. I don't know if she's about to do laundry in here or what have you. And she don't like being in the same room when I'm doing this. She feel like she being posing. But hey, God bless you. Hey, God bless you, sister. And thank everybody who sent a blessing. I seen some come up there, but I was flowing in the spirit, so I ain't get to touch on it. But God bless you. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. If you over in London, coming over there, doing a little meet up, Atlanta, we're doing a life coach training in Atlanta, May 13th. You got to email in to support at TonyGaskins.com. And then July, trying to set up a little tour. Might just be like a little 4-city tour. Really, it's because I want to take my family around to a few cities and just kind of let my boys, you know, hang out and have some fun in different cities. But while I'm in the city, I might as well do my little work on one of those days. So trying to get that set up. It's going to be probably 4 major cities that's my largest followings on my Facebook, which is probably the same for Instagram. So I think right now it's New York, Chicago, Atlanta, and Houston. I think it's my 4 largest followings on Facebook, which I don't even use Facebook. I use Instagram, but they connected. But Facebook, I have 1.8 million people on there. who follow my Facebook page, and out of that 1.8 million, those 4 cities is the top 4 American cities. Nairobi, Kenya is in there, and Nairobi, Kenya in there. But I probably try to do Johannesburg, South Africa, and Nairobi, Kenya in October. Nothing in Florida. Unfortunately, Florida is not in. I don't even know if Florida in my top 10. I don't even know if Florida in my top 10. Because you know how it is with Florida now. With DeSantis, people don't be thinking right. People don't think right in Florida. Florida. The majority of people in Florida is woo, crazy for cuckoo. What did they say? Cuckoo. Crazy for Cocoa Puffs. So it's a small minority. So if you in Florida, you get to shoot up to Atlanta. If you see me do Atlanta, just hop on that quick flight and come on up there. Support at TonyGaston.com for the May 13th life coach certification. And if you don't already know that email address, that means you might not be tapped in enough. Because if you're on TonyGastonAcademy.com, y'all supposed to know that support at TonyGaston.com. No, I don't think Florida gonna make the list. God bless you. When I got a little more time and a little more money to invest, I'll start to put them other little places on there. Maryland, DC ain't on there. Y'all got to get to New York. Y'all got to come to the New York stop. Yeah, if you're on the academy, you get regular email. Hey, God bless y'all. We'll talk soon. Let me get on off of here. Y'all take care now. I'll put the link in the description for the growth group as well, too. Our monthly group coaching program. I'll put the link in the description. It's no date yet, but again, make sure you go to TonyGastonAcademy.com. Sign up for a course, even if it's the free one. But when you get in that free course, it puts you on the mailing list. So I share all the dates and all updates with my mailing list first, because sometimes it sell out on the mailing list, so it never even make it to social media. So if you're not on TonyGastonAcademy.com, if you haven't signed up for a course and got your correct email in there without typos, then you might miss a lot. God bless you. We'll talk soon.